hello everyone. Welcome to my Facebook Live. So I shall show this slide again, just so that we can catch everybody at the right place. So today we are talking about how to persuade children, right? When we talk about how to persuade children, we talk about acknowledging their feelings. What is the meaning of acknowledging their feelings? Because just now I was saying, all human beings, we are social creatures. We come from a social environment and we learn from our social environment. And we feel acknowledged, we feel important only because we are part of a society, we are part of a social group. So you see, if your children do not feel that their feelings are acknowledged and that they are not recognized as a person whose feelings are important too, they will start acting up and they will start having meltdowns and they will have all these issues that will arise because of the lack of recognition for their feelings. So I'll give you an example. Let's say your child went into a supermarket and they want to have a lollipop. So they say, Mommy, I want a lollipop. And you say, no, it's sweet. Let's go. Let's go now. And they will, Mommy, I want a lollipop. And then you say, no, I already said no, let's go. And what will happen? A meltdown will ensue, isn't it? Mommy, I want a lollipop. And so how would you manage this kind of issue? Actually, a lot of times, if your child is not that young anymore, your child is a bit older, they might stomp their feet and then give you a sulky face, or even older, they will just roll their eyes at you and they will walk away, but they will not be happy with you. So it depends on the age group that you're dealing with. So the amount of tantrum and the amount of meltdown that you get depends on the age group, right? So the thing is, how do you manage these different age group? Actually, there is only one underlying principle, which is why I wrote it here. It's all about recognizing their feelings. So you might think that, oh, nowadays generation, so strawberry, talk about feelings, so sensitive, so soft. But actually, if you think about it, all of us, even adults at this age, different era from them, we also want our feelings to be recognized, isn't it? Because we are social creatures. Human beings are social creatures. So we want to be a part of a group. We want to be a part of the social and setting that we are in. And this is only achieved when I am an individual myself with my own thoughts, with my own feelings. This is assertiveness as for you as a person. So children are actually struggling with this as well. At this age group that they are in, let's say from 6 to 12 or even from 2 years old onwards, they start to want to assert themselves. They start to discover where they stand in the society, all the way until young adulthood, like 18 years old. So you'll be dealing with children all the way from 2 to 18 years old, where they want to assert themselves. They want to have a stand in the society, in the social group, in the family. So if you were to ignore their feelings, ignore their request, even as simple as they say, I don't feel like playing piano, I don't want to do my homework, and they were just reading their book and ignoring you. So what happens? So talk to your child, understand where your child is coming from. Ask them, how are you feeling now? Why do you need the lollipop? Why do you not want to practice piano? Why do you not want to start your work? How are you feeling now? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling hungry? That's why you want a lollipop? For the young kids, of course. They say they want lollipop, but actually they are hungry. So perhaps you can give them a choice and buy them a bread instead, right? The thing is, get down to their level. Ask them for their feelings. But the feelings is not a one-sided thing. You do not want your child to be an all-sensitive princess that only cares about their own feelings. You want your child to be groomed to such a level that they are concerned with other people's feelings as well, especially those very, very close to them. Example, you, right? Parents are the closest to their kids. So role model how you talk about your feelings. So if they were to throw a tantrum, you forgot about their feelings and you say, no, let's go. And then they start throwing tantrum. Share your feelings in a very calm manner at that point of time and say, look, child, okay, you want that lollipop. But the way you're throwing a tantrum is making mommy very upset. You can show your angry face, no problem. Don't scream and shout. That will be a negative role modeling, isn't it? Okay. Then you ask about their feeling. Why do you want the lollipop? Explain to mommy. If they are 5 or 6, of course they can say, right? I want the lollipop, I want to eat. Or perhaps if you dip even further, they will be able to tell you, I'm hungry, I want some food, right? And then you can provide alternative and you address the meltdown immediately. So if they say, I'm tired, I don't want to do my work today. I just don't want to do my work. I'm feeling lazy, I'm tired, I need a rest. Okay? Sounds like it is a kettle pot that's boiling. There is a lot of pressure that's going on. So if you recognize their feelings and acknowledge it, oh, I see, you're feeling tired. You see, this is one way, one conversational skills that I learned as well from a conversationalist. They said, if you were to talk to people and you want to let them feel that they understand you, repeat the last few words that they mentioned. Okay, so this is one trick that you can use on your kids as well. It's not a trick, I would say. I would say it's a good listening skill. So they say, I'm tired, mommy. Repeat after them. I see, you are tired. So what shall we do now? Okay, so the moment you recognize their feelings, address your own feelings like a mature adult, and they will learn how to talk about their feelings from you. Okay, children learn everything. You throw tantrum, they learn from you. You shout and scream, they learn from you. You talk about your feelings, they learn from you. They will become more assertive, more confident, more assured that they can share their feelings with another person, that they are a human being, that they are part of a social group. And then from there, you can start persuading them to do what you would like them to do, because now they are calm, they are acknowledged. Okay, so this is the thing about recognizing feelings. So if you want to persuade your children, you need to address this underlying principle, acknowledgement of feelings. Very, very important. So once you're there, what happens? We look at this. You need to create an economy. If you don't, if the word economy is not too comfortable with you, you can look at the word social environment. Okay, or even the environment at home. The economy, why do I call it the economy? Because this is what gets them going. This is what gets things going. You need to provide autonomy. So what is autonomy? Autonomy is freedom. Autonomy is the will to express themselves freely. The freedom to do what they would like. I'm not asking you to let them do whatever they like, just laze around for the whole day. No, it's not like that. Autonomy is a controlled autonomy. There's 4 different kinds of parenting. One kind of parenting is negligence. Okay, that one is definitely not any one of us here, because if you're a negligent parent, you wouldn't even be watching this. Okay, so you're not negligent. There is the authoritarian, and there is the authoritarian and authority. I suddenly can't remember that word. Okay, authoritarian are ones that actually holds authority a lot to themselves. So they will not allow children to make their own decisions. They will force feed and they will demand and they will say all these things that you have to do this, you follow me, the timetable is like that, you need to do your homework, blah, blah. And they are very, very closely in touch with school teachers, with their filing, with their pencil case, with their bag, whatever is in their bag. The authoritarian teacher, parent will know everything. Okay, so this is the kind of parenting that you do not want to have, because that kind of parenting does not allow the children autonomy. When the children does not have autonomy, when they do not have a say in their life, they lose their assertiveness, they lose their confidence, they lose their social identity. They basically do not know who they are anymore, because you are ruling and overpowering them all the time. And when this happens, you will get a downgrade of grades. There is a study, a scientific study, published study, that studies junior colleges students, okay, at their age, at their old age already. So children who were given a lot more autonomy in deciding what they want, how they want to be taught, what they want to be taught at which semester, this group of students actually get better grades than those who were told and given a timetable to follow routinely. Okay, in fact, it's not just junior colleges, a lot of other studies on younger kids as well, also on parenting. This research says that the more autonomy, the more freedom you give to the kids in making decisions, in making choices for themselves, the more confident they become as adults. And their grades improve along the way. That's the best thing, isn't it? Why is that so? Actually, the reason is very simple. The principle behind it is very simple. Because if they know they can have a say in what they want to do, in how they want to achieve it, what are the steps to getting there, they will start thinking. They will start planning. All this planning, all this thinking will result in the ideal goal that they wanted, that they had in mind. So it is very different from you tell them to do, you give them the goal, you plan it for them, and they execute what you want. They don't see the end goal because you are the one who is planning it. So when they don't see the end goal, whatever achievement that they have, whatever medals or awards or ranking that they achieve, they will never own it personally because they will feel that, oh, okay, it's my mom wants me to do that. In fact, this is a very common, very, very common sentence that I hear from children. Whenever I ask them, I do goal setting with my students as well. So whenever I ask them, why do you want to get A for Chinese? Or why do you want to get A for English or math or science? 99% of the students tell me this. My mom wants me to get it. You see, my mom wants me to get it. How powerful is this sentence? My mom wants me to get it. Why do I say that this is very powerful? Because it tells a lot about the child's confidence, about the child's desire to perform, about the child's motivation in studying. You want to have your child by the age of 12, or even before that, because by 12 is already PSLE. You want to have your child, even before reaching PSLE, to be able to tell you, I want an A, because I love studying. That's the best, right? That's the best. If you want to know the level of motivation, please refer to my webinar 2, okay, my parenting talk number 2, about how to motivate children. I talk about intrinsic motivation a lot over there. Webinar 1, webinar 2, those will be your interest. So if your child can talk about the intrinsic motivation, the highest level of intrinsic motivation, that I love learning, that will be the most ideal. If not, they will say, because it will give me a good future, because learning helps me becoming better as a person. That will be level 2 in intrinsic motivation, and that will be the best answer you ever want from a kid. So how do you get there? How do you achieve that? By giving autonomy. By giving autonomy into everything that they do. Okay? So how do you give autonomy? Autonomy is not something that you freely just let go. Like I said just now, that's negligent parenting. You do not want to be negligent. You want to give autonomy by being a parent that gives choices. So how do you give choices? So those are the tools that you will need to use in order to persuade children. So what are the tools? The tools will be, number 1, give choice. So if they're having a meltdown, they don't want to do homework, they insist that they don't want. So you ask them about their feelings. How do you feel now? So what do you think you would like to do now? You give them a choice, right? You give them a choice. So how do you give them a choice? Why do you need to give them a choice? Because when you give them a choice, you're creating an economy of providing autonomy, correct? So you tell them, okay, we can wait another half an hour. Choice number 1. Wait another half an hour before you start doing. How is that? If not, we can don't do it today, but you will have double the work tomorrow. Okay? Thirdly, You don't want to do it now, but I will need some help in the toilet for something to be washed. Can you do that, please? Why do I say give you such an extreme example? Because what I had in mind washing toilet is actually, because washing toilet sounds like a very nasty chore, you will have to think of what is a nasty chore to your child. Why have the nasty chore as a third option? Because you want to make the other two options sound desirable. Okay, you give them what they desire. You need to make the other two sound desirable so that the third one will never come in. But however, you are still providing a controlled environment of autonomy, you see. So this is the trick in it. Providing autonomy is not say let go, just go and do whatever you like. No. It is about setting choices, setting the right choices, controlling the environment of choices for them. So give them 3 choices. One is the worst one. The other 2 is what you would think they would choose. If they were to choose the one that, okay, I would relax today and double it tomorrow, talk to them about consequences. Recognize again, go back to the underlying principle, their feelings. Why would you choose that? Is it because today is very tiring? Do you think that it would be like that again tomorrow? Explain the consequences with them. Because the thing is, by the time they are ready at this age whereby they talk to you about their feelings, I'm guessing they are more than 6 already. Okay? Some children by the age of 5, they can already share feelings, right? So if they are beyond 5, they are able to share feelings with you. You are able to talk to them about consequences. So you analyze this with them. So if they want to play all day, correct. All children wants to play all day. Of course, that's what they want to do, right, Phoebe? I know. I understand. So how do you provide the autonomy in that case? Choices cannot be every time. Mommy say want to do something, I give you a choice. Mommy say another thing, give you a choice. Like that, very headache. Huh? You let them know. How about, in order to move forward on this, in order for me to recognize how you feel, respect your playtime, let's plan out a timetable. Okay? I know I've been saying this a lot already, timetable. Why does timetable work? You might say, oh, my child did timetable, it didn't work. Then my question for you is, who did the timetable? Is it you or them? If you did a timetable, it's not going to work. Trust me, it's not going to work. Because you are the one who dictated it. They don't see the outcome of it, so they will not follow. You can follow because you are the one who did the timetable, right, mommy? That's what they are thinking. If you want them to stick to timetable, you need to work on the timetable with them. Okay, so this is a facilitated process. Huh? Under 12, it has to be facilitated. It cannot be because you leave them to do the timetable themselves, they will just like play. Play badminton, play Nintendo, play Xbox, play okay, all the plays. Huh? Never work. So it's a facilitated process. You go through the timetabling with them every 1 hour, every half an hour, that's up to you. Okay, you can tell them, okay, this is the autonomy I'm giving you, these are the choices I'm giving you, these are the freedom I'm granting you. Okay, but I would like you to at least put in English, math and science time and maybe another Chinese time for daddy mommy so that you can earn your playtime after that. Okay, and this timetabling thing, if it works out, the moment your child wakes up every morning, not HBL, not CB, right? Nothing to do, right? Every morning your child is just going to do nothing the whole day, isn't it? And that irks you because you're working from home. How can they be not doing anything? Start this timetabling thing. Start this routine. The moment they open their eyes, remind them, you want to play a game tonight? Yes, mommy. You want to go, you can't go anywhere. You want to read your own storybook later tonight? Yes, mommy. Go and do your timetabling. Let me see what time you'll be doing work and how much work will you be doing in order to earn all those game time, free time, leisure time for yourself. There must always be a trade-off. So this is also part of a part of life skills, because you're teaching them. The thing is, if you work hard, you get to play hard. If you don't work hard, you don't get to play hard. You see, so this is a life skill that they are learning from you as well in this process. Okay, so choice and autonomy comes together. So the choice is the tool in order to encourage the economy of autonomy, in order to persuade them to do what you want them to do. And what is this? There is this catch them doing good. How do you catch them doing good? So for example, for finally one time, that one blue moon, they finally followed the timetable. Wow! Is this what you have planned for? Wow! This is 3 p.m. and you plan to do science at this time, isn't it? I can see you doing that. Well done. And don't be too exaggerated. They will sense that you're trying to be dramatic. Huh? But do catch them doing good. When you catch them doing good, they will recognize it because they recognize that you're recognizing their effort. Okay? When you recognize their effort, you're recognizing their feelings. It's the same thing, right? So the moment you recognize their feelings, they will feel respected and they will try to do more of that. Okay? So of course, there are some hardy ones. Phoebe, I can see that your children are quite hardy. Okay? There are tough cases to crack. So patience will be needed as well. It's a slow process. You need to get them out of their, I would say, bad habits of thinking, of thoughts, of routine. So slowly create this environment, this underlying principle. Remember that. Create this economy using autonomy, using catching them good all the time. And slowly this whole thing will realize. What else can you do? What other tools can you use? You can also use desires to manipulate them. Okay, that's not a very positive word. To get them to do what you want them to do. Okay, to persuade them in a very positive note. Okay, address their desire. So when you ask children, can you eat your vegetables, please? I know I have some friends whose children don't eat vegetables and they're having a hard time on it and they ask me what to do. So I told them this entire thing. Plus desire. So what is it that they desire? What is it that they like? What is it that they want fulfilled? By not eating vegetables, if they get to eat other things that they like, that they want, they will definitely do that. Because there are choices, man. There are other choices that they can choose from. In the first place, they don't like the vegetables. And then you are forcing them. Anything that is forced, has no autonomy involved, they will not do it. The more you make them eat vegetables, the more they will say, I don't want to eat because you're forcing me, because there is a force coming from you. The desire for them to eat other things is high, is great. So what can you do? You can either address that desire by asking them, what is it about vegetables you don't like? Is it the texture? Is it the taste? Is it, what else can it be? Ask them, okay? So I do know some children who doesn't like vegetables because of the crunch, the texture, they just don't like it, okay? Because the fiber and the feeling inside, okay? So I know children like that. So what happens is, I advise the parents, cook the vegetable in a different way. You know the Ang Moh style, the Western style, they tend to just, maybe just steam, you know, and then boil the vegetable and it's not exactly very well done, that kind of thing. So the texture is still very raw, very hard, it's just not palatable. So what happens is, cook it another way. Satisfy their desire of better texture. So if texture is what they are looking for, okay, their desire is to have a better texture in order for them to try something. You address that desire, they address that preference of theirs. And another thing is, if there is always something else that they will be able to get without eating vegetables, then they will never pick vegetables, isn't it? They will always pick the ones that they desire more. So what is another thing that you can do? Remove all distractions. Remove all other choices. You give them no choice. They have to try. But however, don't do that too often because it will fall back on you. It will backfire. It will backfire. Because if you do that too often, they will know your rules and then they will not fall for it, and then nasty quarrels will happen. You have children walking into the room slamming the door on you because there's no food for the night. Okay, so don't do that too often. But the thing is, you have to address their feelings towards vegetables first. Address the feeling towards whatever that they don't want to do first. Okay, recognize that. Try fixing that. Provide autonomy for them to decide how to get that fixed. Okay, and then you create this desire for them to eat it, to do it. So they don't want to eat the vegetables because the texture is not good. You make sure you cook it to the desired texture. If not, you remove all other distractions. If you don't eat that vegetables that I have prepared according to your desire, according to your preference, according to your feelings, then it will backfire, okay? So try this. So that's just one example. For younger children, you notice that I don't really touch on distraction, okay? So for younger children, you try. Under 4 years old, I would say. Under 4 years old. Mommy, I want a lollipop. Okay, and then there is a meltdown. You couldn't talk to them. You couldn't ask them about their feelings. What do? Distract them. Oh, look, squirrel. Example, okay? Oh, look, squirrel. Need to do that twice. It came from a cartoon, I think. But what I'm trying to tell you is, being a parent sometimes need a lot of creativity, right? You need a lot of creativity in order to really entertain your kids, to really handle your kids in different manner. Because under 4, they can be quite easily distracted. Their souls and their minds are not always there with them because they're still very young. It's still developing. It's still like a sponge over here in their brain. So they are very, very easily distracted all the time. So distract them even more when they are having a meltdown, when they are asking for things, when they are demanding for something. Oh, look, squirrel. They'll be distracted easily. Okay, but that's for the very young kids. So if it is the bigger one, you need to go into this whole concept. Talk about their feelings, create the economy whereby they feel the autonomy, catch them doing good. That one is very, very important. It's not a one-off thing. It's not a two-off thing. It is all the time, every time. As long as they're doing something good, catch it. Okay? Tools. Give them choices. Give them desires. Satisfy their desires. Okay? And don't give them too many choices. Sometimes. Okay? Let's say I'm talking about, like, for example, the vegetables thing. You give them a lot of other choices and you force them to eat vegetables. The vegetables will be the last thing that they touch. Okay? So in that case, don't give too many choices. Choices, stick to 3. I would think that will be the most acceptable ones already. Okay? Distraction is for the really young kids. Phoebe, you are saying, like, if you do something, mommy will play badminton. Ah, yes. Yeah. Mommy will play badminton with you. Yeah? That can be one of the rewards in the timetable. I know you said you did timetable already, but they did not follow. Okay? So the timetable must be done by them, and it must be a routine every day, and it must be followed through. So what is the consequences? So if they don't follow timetable, discuss the consequences. So the playtime will not come. It should never come. So what happens when they insist on playing when it's not in the timetable? And you talked about consequences with them already, right? The consequences has to involve a certain punishment then. Okay? I know I talked about no punishment in my previous webinars, webinar 1, webinar 2. As much as possible, no punishment, because there's an extrinsic motivation. However, if your kid is in the amotivation part of the motivation continuum, they are amotivated, they are not going to do anything that you want them to do at all, there comes the cane. Okay? That's extreme cases, of course. So at the amotivation part, you need to bring them in, right? Okay, so the punishment will have to come in sometimes, because no amount of rewards will help. Because now during CB period, how? I can't bring you out. I can't bring you to fly. I can't bring you cycling. I can't play badminton with you. I can't bring you swimming. There's a lot of things I can't. So we need to be reasonable with the children as well. Do it if not. But when you say it this way, do it if not, it has to be followed through. It has to be followed through. And I have to say it 2 times, 3 times even. Follow through whatever you have threatened. Because if you do not follow through what is threatened, it will never be adhered to. Your children will never heed your advice, and they will never think of consequences because you only say, you didn't do. And they know. Children are manipulative creatures, you know. They are social learning creatures. They learn very easily from a social environment. So if you say it, You say the consequences. Do that. If not, you can get it from me. And nothing happens. Then they will never follow. It will never happen. Okay? And the next time you say that again, they were not going to listen to you again. And then really nothing works. Okay? Right. So I hope today's concept is easy for you. I purposely put it this way so that it can be easily remembered. There's only 3 tools that you have: distraction, choice, and desires. Create the economy of allowing autonomy and always catch them good. Catching them good is also a very positive way of conducting the house, actually, because you're being very positive all the time. And if you're somebody who acknowledges feelings a lot, it will become a very nurturing environment for the children to grow up very confident and assertive, right? Okay. Is there any questions from any of you? This is the end of my presentation. Surprise, 1 slide, but so much to talk about. Okay. So, any questions? I can hang around a bit. Let's see. Phoebe, I really hope you can try out what I've suggested. And if nothing still works, I'll prepare another webinar for you. If not, I can have a private chit chat with you, Phoebe, no problem. Okay, thank you so much for your audience. I hope to see you again next Friday. We'll have a new topic next week. Okay, see you. Bye-bye. Good night.